Okay, a bit of an intro into the video we're about to see. My name's Andrew Smish and I've been kayak fishing now for almost a decade. And over that period of time I've caught some really cool fish, but the one fish that I've been most keen on catching is the southern bluefin tuna. Now, as far as sports fish go in Victoria, I reckon southern bluefin tuna would rank second only to something like a marlin or a swordfish. Now, chasing these things from a kayak is not easy. Each time that I paddle offshore from Portland, I'll cover anywhere between 35 and 45 kilometres. Now, I've worked out that over the last 3 years that I've been chasing these things, that I've covered around 380 kilometres. Now, that works out to be approximately the same distance that I need to drive to get from my place to Portland. That's a 4-hour drive. So on a kayak, that's a bloody long way to paddle. Anyway, before we get started with the video, I'll quickly show you the rig that I used to catch the tuna. Most of the reels I use when I'm fishing offshore have a maximum drag of around 11 kilos. I load them with a 50-pound braid top-shotted with 20 metres of 40-pound Black Magic supple trace, which I tied directly to the lure with the loop knot that you can see here. This is the actual lure that hooked the tuna. I've modified the loop knot so that its knot strength is around 90% of the breaking strain of the leader. I'll show you how to tie it after the video. If we work our way up the leader, you can see a pretty standard looking FG knot, but I've tweaked it for better reliability and it's tied in a way that maximizes strength. If we work our way back down to the weights, the two orange discs are 5 kilos each and the two grey ones are 2.5 kilos. The bar is around 1.7 kilos, so the total weight the rig is supporting is 16.7 kilos, which is 36.8 pounds. The supple trace leader is 40 pounds, so doing the maths, the knots are holding at 92% of the breaking strain of the leader. So when you consider that the reels I use max out at 11 kilos of drag, it becomes pretty clear that from a kayak, I could pull as hard as I like, and I'm not going to break my connection with the fish. The only reason I'd go heavier with the leader is if I was concerned about a fish chafing through the line. Okay, well, let's get started with the video. Ooh, it's not happy. Well, I think I'm hooked up to a tuna here. Doesn't feel like a kingy. It's taken a lot of line. It's winding some back in now. Winding myself to the fish. Just the fast tail beats when it took off. Not that I've ever caught a tuna before, but it's pretty heavy beast. And I caught him on a tiny little lure. I'm really hoofing along here. Yeah, feel those tail beats. You know what, even if I don't get him in, I'm happy that I've hooked up. Finally hooked up to a tuna. Bit tense at the start. Now relaxing more into it. Feel those tail beats. Now it's really pulling the kayak. See how fast I'm going. And it's pulling me along at about 4 kilometers an hour. Seems to be coming up a little bit. Ooh. I think he's taken about a couple hundred meters of line. Now, I've never gaffed a tuna before, so this is all going to be very exciting. There it goes again. Steer my kayak towards him. Ooh, he's not happy. I don't know whether you can see that rod tip bobbing up and down. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Come on, tuna fish. Let's get you up a little bit at a time. Although he's still got a lot of line out. It's hurting my balls. It's coming up. Can't see any colour yet. Ooh, got the leader. That doesn't mean anything. Now is he? Yeah, pretty sure it's a tuna. I'm going in circles now. I can't see him. Come on, I just want to see you. Can't be too far away now. This is tougher than the kingy that I caught. Get this gaff ready. Stop going under the kayak. Oh, it's pulling me backwards. Oh, yeah, see colour. Still a fair way down though. He's coming up. Don't like this angle. Now I'm hoping it's a big one, because I'm making this seem like it's a real effort. I can see why people go heavier. He's about 10 meters below me. I can see him on the sounder. Just going to get him up that last 10 meters. Out from under the kayak. Man, you guys make this seem so easy. Not budging this thing. Ooh. I actually think it's really big. Like really big. Saw one about, what I saw yesterday was about a meter 20 or 30 or something. He's coming up. What I forgot to do. Putting the shark shield on. Yep. Alright. Don't want to lose any line here. Not that way. Bloody hell. He's literally just 10 meters away. It's not a huge hook he's connected to. It's meant for catching salmon. The lure I've actually got on there. I was hoping to catch a small salmon and use it as a livey. So I don't want to go too hard because I might end up pulling the hook. So close, yet so far. You can see him down there. He's a pretty big fish. Lots of colour. I don't know what that's meant to mean. Why do people say lots of colour? Yeah, it's coming up, coming up. He's big. Really big. Let's see how big you are. I'll say all of this. I'll have to edit out the big stuff if he's not that big. But he's it looks glorious. Just the colour, the water is just so blue. And I'm just seeing this huge blue shimmer. It's coming up to the surface now. Yep. That's him splashing on the surface. Come on, I almost had you then. Almost had you. I don't know how long this fight's been going for. Not that long, I don't think. Maybe about 20 minutes. Soon see when I have to edit this. So close, so close. Just pulling me around in circles. So I'm a bit of a wuss, my arm's getting tired. Then again, I paddled nearly 50 kilometers yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, he's on the surface. Getting near me. Tell you what, I prefer kingfish. Oh, don't hit the bottom of the kayak. And the hookup was fun, but this is not fun. He's pretty big. Get him on my lap. This is about what I saw yesterday, actually. About the same size. Alright, he's close to the surface now. Let's get this gaff ready. Just about done. Too close to the kayak that time. Now what I didn't do is get the other gaff. Jesus. That is weighing the whole frickin' kayak down into the water. My God. That's a fish. I'll just connect him up to the kayak just in case I lose hold of him. This is going to be one long paddle home.
You know what? I'm gonna have to paddle with this thing on my lap. There's no other way around it.